Hello, welcome back. In this lesson, we will discuss about access modifiers. In Java, we have 4 different access modifiers. They are public, private, protected, and default. First of all, what are access modifiers? Access modifiers are used to specify the access level for a given class or variable or method or constructor. So constructor as of now is a new concept for you. We haven't discussed constructor yet, but you know variables, you know methods, you know classes, right? So if you are declaring any one of these, there is an access modifier in front of them which indicates its access level. When we say public class, that means that class is available to be called from anywhere in the Java application. And if you declare a class as default, that is available within the package, within the class, but it is not available outside of the package. So we have also discussed about the package. All of the classes that hold together or similar functionality, we will keep them in a package, a relevant package. Think of package as like an organizer. So all related documents will go into a particular file, and let us say tax documents go into tax file, and investment documents go into investments folder. So we will organize the classes into different packages. So here the concept is what level of access that particular class, method, or variable has is defined by access modifiers. Let us take a look at some basic code to understand this. Here I have created one class by name access modifiers. But here what we need to look at is this part. Every class will have a keyword in front of it which indicates what is the access modifier for that class. In this case it's a public, and this can also be nothing which will be considered as default. So for now let's keep the public as the access modifier for this class, and then again I will declare some instance variables which are employee name and salary. So for employee name I will declare a variable string, and employee name is the variable name. So with this, and also let us declare salary for that employee, which we can give it as an integer. The variable name is salary. So far we have used access modifiers at a class level and also for an instance variable, and next thing I'm going to do is use the access modifier for a method name. So add new employee is the method name. For that I have used an access modifier as public. I will also create one more method which is private this time. Private void. Void means nothing will be written from this method, and calculate salary with bonus is the method name. So here we have used access modifiers public and private. So this private method is only accessible within the class. Since it's declared as private, you can make a call to this method from within the class and access that method. But we cannot access this method if you instantiate access modifiers object and try to call calculate salary bonus directly. You cannot do that. You can call add new employee, which in turn calls calculate salary bonus. So access modifiers control what level of access we give on a class, a method, a variable, and a constructor. All four of those. So in general usage, we will be more focused on using either public or private. Protected and default, if you don't declare anything as default, anything as an access modifier, it is considered as default. Whereas protected, you have to explicitly declare it as a protected. So here in this particular class, in general practice, as a best practice, you don't want to declare your instance variables as public. They should be always private, and you need to give access to these variables only through the methods. So you don't want to put your variables as public, which are directly accessible to other classes. This is based on one of the OOPS concepts which we will be discussing in the future. We have two classes dedicated for OOPS concepts, so that we will go in detail what are the best practices and see an example for each one of the OOPS concepts. And circling back to access modifiers, so you have to remember those four types of access modifiers, and they control the access of each one of the four elements of a class: the class name, instance variable, method name, and constructor. Let us take a look at the definitions now. So for public, it has no restrictions. Data members, methods, classes that are declared public can be accessed from anywhere. Private is only accessible within the method. In the earlier example, we have declared salary bonus as private, so it is only accessible within that class. You cannot call that method from outside of that class. And default is like, if you don't mention any access modifier, it is considered as a default. And protected access modifier is within the package and outside of a package only through inheritance. So this is interview question, so you have to be aware of this. But even though at this point of time you don't know what exactly it means, just keep that in mind for now. A protected is something which is accessible within the package and outside of the package through inheritance. Inheritance is one of the OOPS concepts we will discuss in coming classes. And one more time to summarize everything together, let us take a look at the table. So this is the table here: access modifier type and what is the access level. Within the class, all of these are accessible. Within the package, outside of the package, subclass, which is nothing but inheritance, and outside of package. These are the tabular format you can go through, but don't get overwhelmed by different types of combinations. Here the most important thing is the common usage one is a public and private. So from the testing perspective, from test development perspective, these are the main two things we will deal. With that, I will conclude this lesson. You may now move on to the next lesson. Thank you.